Alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, Sheikh.
Hayyak Allah, bro.
How are you, Sheikh?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. What can I do for you?
Yes, Sheikh. There's one lady who wants to travel and to see her mother in her home country.
Okay.
And, traveling, the lady traveling alone without mahram. So she's asking how to do. She has a husband, and his husband, he doesn't like traveling. He has kind of phobia that on traveling. He doesn't like to travel by car or plane. So what can she do?
Okay. Any more questions, Brother Saeed?
Thank you very much.
Hayyak Allah. The brother is asking about a situation that happens so often, especially for those who are married from outside of Arabia. People who are married from Europe, from Far East, from the US, they get this problem every year. And it's not actually a problem. It depends how you look at it. For us men, it is a big problem because it involves tickets, traveling, taking time off your holiday, and going to a different country, and Allah knows what happens there. But the ruling is obvious. What's the ruling on a woman traveling without a mahram? The Prophet ﷺ is the one who answered this question. And he said that it is not permissible for a woman who believes in Allah and who believes in the Day of Judgment to travel without a mahram. And as I've always repeated this hadith, which is authentic, it's extremely authentic, a man stood up and said, "O Prophet of Allah, my name was drawn and I'm supposed to go in an expedition with the Muslims for jihad, but my wife went for Hajj. Now you're saying this, what should I do?" The man simply said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he's the man, he said that go and catch your wife, which means go and accompany your wife. So the Prophet ﷺ instructed him to leave jihad to accompany his wife. Now the Prophet did not ask him ﷺ if she was beautiful or ugly, if she was young or old, if she was black or white, if she was in the company of trustworthy women or she was on her own. The Prophet did not ask him any of these questions, which means that it is prohibited for a woman, any woman, to travel without a mahram, regardless of her condition, unless it is something of extreme necessity, which means it's a matter of death or life. So this is something different, because if it's a matter of extreme importance to the extent that if she doesn't travel, she would be killed, she would be harassed, she would be harmed, and in this case it's a different situation, and it cannot be an open fatwa. It has to be in specific situations for a particular individual. Now the problem is that the brother says that her husband has this phobia. Now, I know some husbands claim to have this phobia only when they travel with their wives. But if they're on their own, if they're going to ski in Switzerland, or if they're going to spend the time in Nice or Cannes at summer, at the Côte d'Azur, it's okay. They don't have this phobia. No, he has to fear Allah if he's like this. But if he's truly has this phobia, he cannot travel alone or with anyone else, and then he has to have his trust in Allah Azza wa Jal. He has to offer himself ruqya to encourage himself to have full dependence, because phobia means that he's not having full dependence and tawakkul and reliance on Allah Azza wa Jal. So he has to work on himself. But the poor woman is asking, until he fixes himself, until he gets therapy or treatment, what should I do? The answer is, you should either try to pay money to one of your siblings, your father, your uncles, who's a mahram to you, even if he's not a Muslim, to travel to your country, accompany you to visit your parents for the summer or for the vacation, and then come back, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.